As we've been telling you, Governor Spitzer resigned today. His wife, Silda Spitzer, a prominent attorney at one point herself, really has done more than just stand by him during this whole ordeal. In the hours before he announced his resignation today, she reportedly urged him not to step down, not to give in. That, according to a New York Times report today. Silda Spitzer is, of course, not the first political wife to show loyalty during a sex scandal, but her decision to stand by her husband is sparking some very strong reactions today. The couple have been married since 1987. They have 3 teenage daughters. So where do they go from here? Gender expert Susan Shapiro-Barash joins me now. It's interesting to take a look at this, and one of the things that I do want to ask you about, just in terms of the psychology of all of this. I heard him say, first I have to heal myself. You hear a lot in this world about sex addiction, and, is this what we're going to hear next from him, that this was an incurable problem that he couldn't satisfy and that it was an illness?
Well, whatever he does say, what matters so much now is what his wife does and how his daughters feel, because it's been so difficult for them. They've really been victimized by this whole ordeal.
So what do you think is the next step? How do you heal a family? We've seen a lot of this play out in a very high-profile way many times over. How do you begin, especially when all the cameras are gone and it's just you guys, sitting around the house looking at each other?
Well, the greater good theory really has to prevail, and his wife really has to say to herself, I forgive you and I can trust you again. And that takes a very long time. It's really a very private matter.
I think a lot of women look at the situation and say, why? Why? Why does she have to stand by him, as we've seen so many wives do, when she really has been betrayed to such a great extent?
Well, I agree with you. I think it's the first time that women across the country are saying, why is this woman standing by her man? And why, when it's so difficult for her, and his rise to power and his descent really is something that she has been on the, she's been there all along, and now she's really suffering for it. It's demoralizing. And yet she's there.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Let me get some quick thoughts from our panel on this. Gwendolyn, what about that? This is a family that, is going to really need to start over.
Yeah, definitely. I really feel very sorry for the children. I feel like the wife is probably acting in autopilot right now. And you got to remember, she's also an attorney. She's probably taken a look at the charges and probably felt some of them legally aren't going to meet the test. But you got to remember, maybe she's not thinking that he's not going to be able to handle the job as a governor and govern effectively with this entire scandal. Whether or not he's going to be able to, not face any jail time or be successful with beating the charges, he won't be able to govern, and she may not understand that. She's a Harvard-educated lawyer herself, definitely.
And no doubt she read through all of this, and she, Davidson looked at him and said, hang in there. We can do this.
She may, who knows what she'll say now, but just a few months ago, he very candidly said that she was somewhat frustrated. He was already involved in a bunch of scandals. She questioned, why not just have gone into the family business? Did she need this? Did their kids need to see this? And that was before they've seen this. So I'm not so sure they'll be together.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you very much, everybody.